Fathers, have you ever thought, I'm not cut out for this shot tea? I'll never forget when I found my 7-year-old daughter standing at the sink, washing her hands 50 times in a row. She didn't even notice me watching. But hey, kids go through phases, right? That's what my wife liked to say, at least. Then my 7-year-old started showering 3 times a day. My wife just smiled about it. She's learning about being clean from my home NA recovery meetings. But then I noticed other things. She stopped touching doorknobs with her bare hands, stopped sitting on furniture after anyone else. One evening, I caught her scrubbing her arms with a washcloth in the bathroom. The next morning, she asked permission to use new soap during breakfast, permission to touch her fork, permission to sit at the table. My wife kept encouraging it, but I knew something was wrong. Kids don't just become clean freaks overnight without reason. I started coming home early from work without telling anyone. Tuesday, I saw a familiar car in our driveway. Wednesday, I heard my wife and a man talking about purification stages. Thursday, I watched through the kitchen window. That's when I saw him. Trent, my wife's NA sponsor. He'd been coming over during the day for weeks while I worked. I watched in horror as he made my daughter wash her hands while he counted to exactly 180, made her stand still while he pointed out dirty spots on her clothes. My wife sat on the couch watching like this was completely normal. The next day, I pretended to leave for work but circled back. I crept up to our bedroom window and saw Trent going through our medicine cabinet while my wife watched from the doorway. Once she's properly prepared, she'll bring good money, he said, pocketing some of my prescription bottles. When will she be ready? My wife asked. Next week, we'll do the deep cleaning at my place. Kids this young adapt fast when you break down their boundaries first. I wanted to burst in right then and there, but I needed more evidence, so I started recording everything on my phone from outside. That evening, I found my daughter crying in her room after dinner. Daddy, I'm too dirty to be in here, she said quietly. I asked her who told her that. Mommy's friend Trent, she said. He told her, some children have bad blood that makes them dirty. He said, special cleaning makes the dirtiness go away. My blood ran cold. This man had been systematically preparing my child for child marketing while I worked 60-hour weeks to support our family. What else did Trent teach you? I asked gently. He said when I go to his house for the deep cleaning, other adults will help wash the dirtiness away. He said good girls don't tell their daddies about special cleaning time. I was seeing red, but I kept my voice calm. Sweetheart, you're not dirty. You never were. Trent lied to you. She started crying harder. But mommy said he saved her life. She said he knows how to fix dirty people. I felt myself choke and sniffle to hold back tears when she said that. Daddy loves you no matter what, sweetie pie, I cooed. That night, while my kids slept, I set up a hidden camera in our living room and told my wife I had a business trip. The next morning, I watched the live feed from my car parked down the street. Trent arrived at 10 a.m. with a duffel bag. I watched him pull out rubber gloves and bottles of pills. My wife took some pills and gave him an envelope of cash. Then they brought my daughter downstairs. What I saw next made me call 911 immediately. Trent started explaining to my daughter how the deep cleaning at his house would work, how she'd meet other sponsors who would help. My wife held her on her lap, stroking her hair and telling her how brave she was being. I burst through the front door before the police arrived. My daughter was in the bathtub fully clothed while Trent timed her holding her breath underwater. My wife was taking photos. We need to document her progress, my wife said calmly, like I was interrupting something normal. I pulled my daughter out of the tub and wrapped her in towels. She was shaking and confused. Daddy, I still have 2 more minutes of cleaning left. I felt something break inside me. This was my daughter, the same little girl who used to run to me covered in finger paint and dirt from the garden, now apologizing for not staying underwater long enough. The police arrived as Trent tried to leave with his duffel bag. Inside, they found Rohypnol and other dargs. They also found a scheduling book with 3 other families listed for deep cleaning appointments. My wife screamed as they arrested her. You don't understand. Trent saved me. He's helping her. She has my dirty genetics. The truth came out in pieces. Trent wasn't really in recovery. He targeted vulnerable women in NA meetings, got them hooked on pills again, then used their children for his marketing ring. The deep cleaning was code for delivering kids to buyers. My wife had been paid for each preparation session. She chose Trent over her family right to the end. Even in handcuffs, she kept saying, at least he was trying to make her clean. Full story on channel, link below.